What's happening? This is WilsonJet with Under the Rubble, Episode 4. This is a Seine Crossing game from August 4th, so it's about 2 weeks old. Let me give you the breakdown of what's happening here. I was playing this evening with a squad of 4. Got Redfish, Sevens, and Toro. And we're up against a pretty evenly matched enemy team. These guys have been giving us a problem for several games running, and it was starting to get very competitive. And the lead kept changing hands back and forth in this particular match of Seine Crossing. And I included this bit at the beginning because I wanted you to see just how bad it got at one point. I think we were down by 64 tickets at one point. And as I cross the street and get up into what we call Rails Hotel here, you can see the enemy team's getting a little bit cocky. They've got almost a 70 ticket advantage. This was a 500 ticket game, and they actually bring the tank up the jungle steps into this sea courtyard area for some unknown reason, just sort of rub it in our face a little bit. So I go ahead and take a death right here to eliminate this tank and let them know that we're not going to let them get away with that. Sometimes I think it's alright to take a death in an important situation like that. I've talked in some of the episodes that I've done already about choices that are made at certain points in the game and how those choices at critical moments are every bit as important as your kill to death ratio. You may not have the best KD as some of the other guys that you're playing with or some of the guys that you're playing against, but if you can make the correct decisions at the right time, it can really turn the tide of the whole game, and that's what's about to happen right here. If you take a look at the minimap, the enemy team is sort of holed up in C. Now, when the game started, they had 3 of the 4 objectives. But this is a little ploy that we've used from time to time with really aggressive teams like this. It's kind of a little bit of a bait and switch.
Where are you heading, Adam?
You're going to hear Toro ask, okay, what do you want to do? We've got B and D held, and we know that the enemy is holed up over there in C. They've pretty much got a stranglehold on it. I went on a terrible death streak where we tried to root them out of there, and I probably had 5-6 deaths in a row. And I finally said, you know what?
I got one.
Even if this game's really close, I think we've got this. Just let them have C. Let them continue to believe that we're going to come to them, and we will just capture all of the other objectives on the map, and then we will pin them at the C flag. So that's what we did. When Toro asked, okay, what do you want to do from here? I said, you know what? Let them have it. Just ignore it. Don't go near C for a while. Let's go tie down the rest of the objectives on the map, and that's exactly what we've done right here. They've got C, and we hold everything else. Now I'm going to push to C just to see who else is there. And you can see there's one guy who's starting to wonder, okay, what happened? They stopped rushing C. So he comes out of his hidey hole, and I managed to catch him as he hit the area near the flag. Now there's another guy up top. You can see he's leaving C. So they're starting to realize what we've done. We kind of allowed them to have that objective so that we could pull them out of there. And now as they leave and they try to capture one objective or another, we're going to pick them off. Here's a guy that creeped out into the A building, placed a spawn beacon up there. I managed to flank in behind him, and when he came looking for me, I got him. So they've left C now and tried to spill over onto A to counter our tactic. But we've got a real nice mix of classes and perks right here. We got 2 engineers, an assault class, a support guy, that's me. And with this bipoded M240B, I'm able to lay down some nice suppressive fire and really encourage them to move off of A, and now we've got the tank coming. Even if you're not able to be accurate with an emplaced machine gun like that, it can really, really do a great job causing your enemies to move off of an objective. There's a fortunate long-range kill with the LMG as that guy was trying to run away. So we did this for a bit. After we got them to move off of C, we went and grabbed a tank, and the other guys used the tank as cover, and we just sort of circled the map. and chase these guys off of any objective that they tried to capture. And it just was sort of a big merry-go-round after that. And I've jumped forward quite a bit. This was a 40-minute game that we played, and I just went and grabbed some edits so you kind of see the flow of the game. It's really about the choices that were made and when they were made, not so much about, you know, brilliant combat or, you know, great kills here and there. Although this is sort of funny. I see a laser across the road, so I'm going to pop a rocket there. And this guy up top hears me pop the rocket, so he throws a grenade down, which takes 99% of my health. So I fire a rocket up there and get the rubble kill on that guy. And he was on a streak of 8, so he was working that building pretty hard up there. Those are the guys that irritate 7 so bad. Stay up in that building or the J building with the LMGs. So we circle round and round the map. Now they're gonna try the D flag. Once I saw that we were kind of getting into a game flow where we were doing a lot of running and gunning and chasing this team off of objectives, I decided to switch away from my support kit into an NG setup so that I could support that tank that Red is running right now. Give him some reps when he needed it. Use this rocket to, you know, really suppress the enemy when they would get hunkered down in positions like that. I think Red finally drives that guy out of that building. So I think at one point I was 11 and 18, so not real impressive. You know, this just goes to show you that you can, even if you're struggling with the combat and the guys on the other team are just better stick jockeys than you are, if you make the correct decisions, you can still salvage a win out of it. Get all the points that you need and the bragging rights. Toro's doing a great job communicating with me through this whole game. He called out where that guy's hiding right there. I'm suppressing him with the MG, and he finally smashes that guy with the main weapon on the tank.
It's amazing, man, the amount of hits these guys take.
So I think after starting 11 and 18, once we... Ooh, that was rough. It seems like with an MTAR versus a PKP, especially if he's using a PKP with a suppressor, that I should have won that gunfight. I mean, on my screen, I got off first. I know there's a little bit of lag on the PS3, but I would think if I got off first with an MTAR, and that guy's using a suppressed PKP with a relatively slow rate of fire, even though it does a lot of damage, that I still should have won that gunfight. So that's a little frustrating. But I go on a little rampage here at the end of the game and end up with a positive KD, although, you know, it's nothing spectacular. I think I want to say like 35 and 27 or something like that, but I was able to dig myself out of the hole by making some good choices throughout the remainder of the game.
Tell me if there's a tank coming.
Guys do a really good job covering me right here in this little hole so that I can heal up. I know I don't have my chat in here. I wasn't recording my chat on this particular night. I think my Bluetooth died. I usually play with a headset, use my mic on the headset to grab my chat, and then I use a Bluetooth in the other ear to communicate with everybody. This is funny right here, the repair torch. Oh, I don't understand why I died. I still don't understand how the suicide torch deaths work. I mean, I get that the tank's blowing up, but sometimes you can do that and you don't even take damage. You can stand there and blow up a tank or blow up right on top of you and nothing happens. Other times it kills you. So, in any case, I almost think that the torch with the engineer kit is more powerful than C4 with sport class. Because you can get right up against the tank and just repair torch it to death. And you don't have to worry about running away and you know, clicking your clacker with the C4 in order to get the destroy. You can just stay right up there. And then if they bail, yeah, you just steal their tank. So in a way, it's almost advantageous to the C4. I think maybe they buffed the torch just a little too much. I hope that they don't tone it back down, but I really like using that torch.
One. I got the other one. There's still one more in there. Two more. There's
on the side.
And when these guys had the lead, I think that we were outnumbered like 11-9, 11-8, something like that. And then once we made that decision to let them have C, and we held all of the objectives for a while, and they just bled tickets until they figured out that that tactic wasn't working for them anymore. It seemed like a lot of these guys got frustrated and bailed on the game because they felt like it was out of hand. And that made me feel good because it's like, you know what, they don't think they can win anymore. And when we were losing by 70 tickets, we certainly didn't think that. Right? We felt like there was still a way to win. So credit my guys there.
This guy to the left right here. Take him out. Take him out.
Hold on, I just switched back.
I think I get a few more right here at the end of the game. This guy Hurley fella, oh man, he was annoying. He was using a Type 88 and a P90 the whole game, and always seemed to be backed up in a corner like that or glitched into a corner laying prone.
Tank disabled in Alpha. All I needed you is like spit on it. It should blow up.
We got out.
That 100 yards on Alpha.
I think that's the end of the game. Let's see what I finished with here.
There it is. Good job, Adam. Good call on leaving Charlie alone.
32-25. Wasn't even as good as I thought. But so I finished middle of the pack, but you know, a few tactics and whatnot. We were able to grab that win. Hope you liked seeing that. This is Wilson. Till next time. Later.
I can't tell you how many times I hit marker the shit out of Hurley and just could not get him to die.
WilsonJet.